Hello, it's good to see you. Today we are going to be doing something really simple and something that I hope is pretty fun. We're going to be using this Nordic Ware vintage cake pan that I found on Amazon to make a little lamb cake. And it's very simple. We're just going to use some devil's food cake that I bought at Aldi. This is from Baker's Corner. We're just going to use this, and it says that it's made with real cocoa. So we're just going to make it in this little pan. And you can see that it has two sides to it. So when it's done, you're just going to have this little lamb that just stands up on the plate. And he looks cute. Look at his little face. He has this little nondescript face. So we're going to make that. And I had some buttercream icing mix. I found this in the cabinet, so I thought we could use this to decorate it with. And we're going to do little star kisses all over the lamb for his wool. And we're going to use decorating bags to add the icing to the cake. And then we're going to give him candy eyeballs. This is based on a picture I saw on Facebook that somebody did, and it just looked hilarious. So I thought we would do that. So at this point, we're just going to mix up the cake. And it looks like we need water, vegetable oil, and 3 eggs. So let's go ahead and get it all mixed up. Okay, so this step is really simple. All we need is the cake mix, of course, which I have right here. Now most of the mixing is going to be done with an electric hand mixer, but we'll put everything in here and just kind of stir it around a little bit. We need 3/4 of a cup and 2 tablespoons of water for that. Also, we need 1/3 of a cup of vegetable oil and 3 eggs. And I have that here. So we have the water, I've just 3/4 of a cup and 2 tablespoons. There's 1/3 of a cup of vegetable oil and 3 eggs. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do, open up this bag. I have my scissors here. I'll just pour it in. Very pretty. And my little spoon thing here. It has lumps in it. I'm just going to break those up a little bit. Let's go ahead and pour in some water. 3/4 of a cup and 2 tablespoons. Mix that in a little bit. And the oil. And yes, this is my mother's old Tupperware bowl. I always mention that. She gave me this bowl. She used to make biscuits in it when I was little. And 3 eggs. 1, 2, 3. Okay, there's that. Now the next step is we have to mix it on low for a little bit with a hand mixer, and then we mix it on medium for a little bit, a couple of minutes each. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to go ahead and mix it on low, and then we'll see how it looks. Okay, looks like a nice little happy sunshine. Look at that. So I just mixed it on low to kind of mix everything together. And now it says that you need to mix it on medium. You want to use just low to kind of stir everything together, and then you want to mix it on medium for a minute. So we're going to do that now, and then we'll come back. Okay, I beat it on medium for about a minute. We just beat the devil out of it. It looks, I think it's a little lighter in color. Maybe we beat some air into it or something. I don't know. You could probably tell by my shirt that I don't do this for a living. So anyway, this is all ready. Now what we have to do is add this to the lamb pan. And fortunately, it came with instructions because I didn't have a clue how to do that. Now the instructions said, I've never used a pan like this before, so if I do it wrong, don't worry about it. It's a lamb cake. It's okay. It said you need to grease and flour. Just, add some oil to it and then flour it. And then what you do, so this is the front. You're going to see his little face right there. We're going to put about 3 cups of that batter into here. And then you grease and flour the top. You see it has the little vent hole? It's like a blowhole for a whale. So you put about 3 cups of batter in here, and then these seams interlock. So you're going to put in 3 cups of batter. You've greased and floured everything, and then you just put this over the top and make sure that the seams interlock all the way around. Put it on a cookie sheet, which I have here, and then you're going to bake it. The instructions said that for this pan that you should bake it at 375 degrees until a toothpick inserted into the vent hole comes out clean. So I have my little measuring cup here, and but first we need to grease and flour these parts. I poured a little bit of oil in here. That's not enough, is it? And it's okay if this is the wrong kind of oil. It's a lamb cake that's going to be eaten by kids who don't care. It's all right. This was the first oil that I grabbed out of the cabinet. The vegetable oil was farther back, and I don't really think it's gonna hurt anybody. We're just gonna paint the inside of this thing. I've had a lot of practice painting over the last 2 days. I'm replacing 4 interior doors in my house because it's like the glue that's holding them together is coming apart. They're coming unglued. And so I bought these new doors, but they have to be painted before I can put them up. So I've been working on painting doors in my spare time. It's actually been all right. It's not too bad. I've done 2. I have 2 more to go. Now I've greased that one. Here's his backside. Keeping in mind there's a little hole right there. I don't want to. Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's on a cookie sheet, so the oil's not going to go far. I'm just painting it. We have a lot going on right here at my house at this time. School starts back Monday, and I finally got some information today about my younger son's classes. Finally, I was starting to think we weren't going to get any information. And I haven't mentioned this before, but I am taking a new path with my day job. Yes, I have a day job. This is not it. I have been offered a contract position with a different company. I didn't they approached me. I wasn't even thinking about going for another job, but they approached me about working for them on a contract basis. So I think I'm going to go for it. Oops, sorry. They made me an offer I couldn't refuse. So I'm in the middle of working out details for a new job. My kids are trying to get back ready for school, and I have random interior doors stacked about my house. Now I tell you this now, I haven't greased and floured a pan in probably, oh God, a couple of years. So be nice to me. I know I'm doing it wrong. I don't really care. I know I could have used some of the powder from the cake mix, but I didn't think about it until I had already mixed it all up. That's not so great. I'm going to even it up. You know, with all this flour, sorry, Olive jumped up here and it was pandemonium, and long story short, I had to start over. I had to clean stuff and start over. Okay. It's somewhat greased and floured. Okay. It's fine. Alright. I never know what's going to happen when I do these videos, especially with the kitten running around in here. Sometimes she's pretty calm and sometimes she's not. So what we're going to need, we need about 3 cups of this in here. Let me set this aside for a second. So here we have more than 3, I'm sure. We're just going to measure. I'm just going to use this big old scoop. Oh, it's thick, isn't it? Just going to get 3 cups of this really yummy smelling batter. It smells like chocolate pudding. And the rest of it, I might just put in some cupcake tins or something. It's not going to go to waste. Don't worry. What is it, kitty? She's talking to me. She wants to help. She really does. She's trying to help me. She's very, yeah, she's very spontaneous. Now I don't know what she wants. What do you want, kitty? She sleeps on top of the refrigerator. She's so silly. Okay. Now we have 3 cups. Now we bring back our lamb half. I'm just kind of, oh, that looks like a lot. You think it's gonna go? Let's mush it up towards the ears. Come on, go in the ears. Go in the ears. Oh, that's full. It said approximately 3 cups. I'm a big fan of approximately. I would make a terrible surgeon. close counts in horseshoes, hand grenades, and when I cook. Okay. I'm just trying. I wanted to go up to the ears. Isn't that right, Olive? Tell him, kitty. Okay. That's pretty good, I think. Okay. Now, we're supposed to take this top with the hole in it. You fit it over and make sure that the seams interlock. Now we're going to bake this at 375 degrees until a toothpick inserted in there comes out clean. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, sometimes when you make these videos, something goes wrong. Something went wrong. The lamb had a little accident. Yeah. Okay. Okay, well, I cleaned it up after its little accident. It's still kind of warm. It needs to cool some more, but I wanted to open it just to see what it looks like. I think I can lift it off. Hey, there's our lamb. Yeah, I got too much oil in this pan and the flour stuck to it, but oh, it smells wonderful. Oh, it smells so yummy. I'm gonna let it, I could probably leave that off. I'm gonna let it cool down, and while it does that, I will show you what we're gonna do with the icing. My little, aren't they pretty? These are some little pot holders I found at Dollar Tree. Aren't they pretty? You can get 2 of these for $1, and then the back is just this, look, God, I'm dirty. The back is just this really pretty dark blue. I like them. They had some plates that matched, but I just got the pot holders. All right, now, it's not a bag of cocaine. This is actually the buttercream icing mix. Now this is from Wilton. I'm using this because I had it in the cabinet in there, and I had been wondering for a long time what I was going to use it for. I think I originally bought it to use on somebody's birthday cake, and then I ended up doing something different, so I have this left over. Now it tells you how you can make it thinner or thicker depending on what kind of icing you're looking for. If you want it thinner, you can add a little bit more milk to it. You can add an additional tablespoon to thin it down. If you need a stiffer consistency, if you're doing upright petals or ruffles, you can add a tablespoon of confectioner's sugar or any additional confectioner's sugar as needed to reach the desired consistency. I think probably the medium consistency will be fine, and that's the bit here that they tell you. Now, so you need the whole bag of the icing mix here. You need that. You also need 6 tablespoons of butter or margarine softened. So I have 6 tablespoons of butter and 3 tablespoons of milk or water, or you can use a 1/4 cup of whipping cream. I have 3 tablespoons of milk here. And to mix it, you can use an electric mixer. Beat the butter and the icing mix together at medium speed, and then you add the milk and continue beating until light and fluffy. You want to keep it covered with a damp cloth until you're ready to use it. So I'm going to grab my scissors and we will cut this open, and I can at least get it in the bowl and get it ready to be mixed. Okay, got my scissors here. I'm going to move this box. So we don't need the milk yet. All we need is the powder and the butter. So I have a lovely little mixing bowl here. Cut the top. Pour it in. That's going to make way more icing than we need. But I'm going to go ahead and make it all anyway, and I'll find some use for it. So this is softened butter, 6 tablespoons of softened butter. I'm going to put that in a bowl. Get all that goodness out of there. Yeah, the lamb had a little boo-boo in the oven. That's so funny. I've cleaned all that out now. He's very embarrassed. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go mix this up. What did it say? I'm going to go get my electric mixer and I'm going to beat this together at medium speed, and then I'll bring it back and show it to you. I would do it here in the video, but it's loud as the dickens and people would yell at me, and we don't want that. So I'm going to go mix this and then I will be back. Well, it may not look very different, but I mixed in the butter. It's a little bit more, I don't know, crumbly. It's not as fine of a powder as it was, as you see here. So, but we haven't added the milk yet. But this is what it looks like after adding 6 tablespoons of softened butter. Very lovely. Okay, now I'm going to go take the milk and go ahead and pour it in. Now I'm going to go mix it again and we'll see what it looks like after that. Wow, that made a big difference. Look at it now. That's some nice icing right there. That's just what 3 tablespoons of milk can do. That's amazing. It about killed my mixer. Gosh, you could smell it. You could smell the mixer getting hot. It really had to work to mix this up. Look at it. It's nice and stiff. You can pat it like this. It's like modeling clay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this decorating tip set that I got at Walmart. And you see it has the little flower tip on there. After the cake cools, we're going to put some of this icing in the bag, and then we're going to decorate the little lamb. I don't know how that's going to go, but we're going to put little stars of icing all over it to be like the lamb's wool. Whoop, will it stick in there? Yes, it will. Okay. I'm going to wait for the cake to cool and then I'll get the bag ready and we'll see how the icing goes. Okay, well, I had a little trouble with my lamb. It was fine. It would stand up. The only problem is, okay, I got the icing in here. The icing doesn't stick to the lamb at all, and I know there's someone out there that would love to tell me why. It doesn't really matter because by the time you watch this, it's over and it's a moot point. But anyway, I just laid the lamb down. This is our pizza plate. Isn't it cool? It says chili pepper, but you can't really see the pepper because it's under the lamb's butt. So I tried a little test star, and it doesn't stick to it at all. I know it needs to be thinner. I think if this were thinner, it would work better. But I already have it in the bag, and I only have one of these bags, so I'm not going to worry about it. We're going to go ahead and put some little curly bits on here. Give it some wool. We're just going to do the one side. I have to say, you know, I had some of this cake batter left over. My hands are clean, I promise. And I was gonna put it in a muffin and just put it in little muffin dishes, but I just ended up putting it in a cake pan and baking a big slab. It's actually really good. I like it because it's not super rich and sweet. It's really good. My kids and I had some after it finished. So that was the Baker's Corner Devil's Food Cake mix from Aldi, and I think it was only 79 cents or something. It was really cheap. Oops. And this buttercream icing is really easy to make too. And that came from the cake making section in Walmart from Wilton. Yeah, it's not sticking. That's okay. We're just gonna do the, we're not gonna go all the way up either. Yeah, I've been on the phone off and on today about my new employment, so I'm sorry this lamb has been like neglected today. But yeah, I am excited about my new opportunity. I'll be working remotely. It's a company that's out of state, so I will be working from home. And hopefully we'll get everything going in the next few weeks. And it's going to be a change. I mean, it's what I do now, but different. It's going to be done exclusively for another company, so I'm going to be a contract employee. So I'm nervous. I'm a little nervous, but it's exciting. Give him some on his back here. It doesn't stick worth a darn. No, this lamb is like the bottom of my list of priorities today. Okay, now I did all that just so I could do this right here. I have my candy eyes. Let me show you what I've been doing with these eyes while this thing was baking. Yeah, we used up most of them. All right, I think I might need a little bit of icing as glue to make it stick. I'm just gonna put a little, well shoot, it won't even stick to the eye. We're gonna give him eyes. Okay, lamb. Mary had a little lamb and it had crazy eyes. Oh, that one's a little cockeyed. Mary had a little lamb and it had crazy eyes. Okay, let's taste this poor little fella and put him out of his misery. Okay, I got my plate. Look, I got some little paisley plates, some little salad plates to match my paisley dinner plates. These are cool. These came from Dollar Tree. Aren't they pretty? So normally I already have my little bite ready before I come in here, but I just wanted to give him as long as possible. So here he is. He's very awkward and sad, and yeah, it's a good thing I don't do this for a living because I'd be in bad shape right now. Obviously my career is not in the culinary arts. I don't care. I have a lot of fun doing this. That's why I do it. What should I cut? Should I cut his back side or his front side? Should I just go ahead and cut his head off and get it over with? I don't want to eat that much. I want to get some with icing, so I think I'm just going to cut like his butt, like the back. I'm going to do that. That way I get a little bit of icing on there. Okay. We're going to eat the lamb's butt. Look at that. Okay. So let's see how this is. So I've already tasted the cake, as I admitted. We tried some earlier. But I'm going to get a little bit of cake with the icing. Oh, that's a lot of icing. Well, the icing is very rich. The cake is really good. The cake complements the chocolate icing really well because it's that nice vanilla buttercream icing. That's the best lamb's butt that anybody ever had. Ooh, I don't think I can eat a whole lot though. The icing is really rich, so yeah, if I were gonna make another one, I think I would space out the wool a little bit because it's very rich. But yeah, so that is our fun little, now mutilated, crazy-eyed lamb. See, I saw this on Facebook. This lady found this lamb pan in a thrift store somewhere. Hers turned out way prettier than mine. So yeah, mine would be one of those Pinterest fails compared to hers. Hers was awesome. But anyway, it tastes good. And from the way I look at it, it doesn't matter if you do it wrong. It doesn't matter if it's not pretty. I think ultimately what matters is how it tastes and if other people like it or not. That's all that matters. The rest of it is just window dressing, and it doesn't matter. So I'm happy with my little lamb. My little lamb. Well, he's not lovely, but he's mine. That's good enough for me. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this ridiculous little project, and I will see you again really soon.